Hold on. Hold on. Don't say anything yet. No, I mean, obviously no one has thought. I wasn't expecting that.
What's up, makers? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nate Javier, and I'm super stoked you're here hanging out with me in this place during 2.0. It's kind of weird, isn't it? And I'm so glad you're here with me on this journey where we're gonna design a magic show, like from scratch, doing stuff that's kind of weird and outlandish. Thank you for being here. If you remember last time, we actually kind of introduced the challenge. We are doing an all audio magic show where the magic happens in the audience's hands. That's gonna be weird. But I want to take you through the design process of what it's like making a show. So this week, we're actually going to talk about making a character. That's right, your own character. It's going to be a little bit different from what you guys kind of expect it to be. Now, if you remember in like grade school or anything like that, writing short stories, most of the time you'd have to come up with some sort of character. You'd come up with a protagonist, some sort of conflict that the protagonist goes through, maybe an antagonist, but they would ask you what the characters go through and what's their backstory. It's the same concept when it comes to putting together a magic show. Now, if any of you actually know me outside of this, you know that I'm a relatively down-to-earth kind of guy. I like to make jokes and things like that, but my character is very outgoing, very flamboyant. He messes with the audience a little bit, and his sense of humor is a little outlandish and takes advantage of the moment. Yes, my character makes fun of the audience, but only in the best ways. My character also enjoys playing with the audience. Those are things to consider. I also know that my character on stage is somebody who likes to have magic be a consequence of his actions, as well as be a main focus of giving the audience magic powers as well. That way their experience is very immersive and part of the whole thing. However, your character may differ. Think about Teller from Penn and Teller. His character is very solemn, very slow-spoken, if he ever speaks. Kind of ironic because Teller doesn't talk. But Teller's character is a solemn kind of person who, yes, there's a little bit of humor here and there, but you see the story conveyed every time it's as if everything is just kind of flowing, and you are going to watch what his powers are. Those are types of things to consider. Whereas you consider the character of British mentalist Darren Brown. That's a really good example of somebody who's kind of outside their character. A lot of real life influences your characters, and his does too. Outside of performing, Darren likes to do a lot of oil paintings and taxidermy and some other different art forms, and he lets that impact his mind reading show, where you see things are very colorful, or when the audience gets involved, things are a little bit different. When he plays with his audience, it's very fast-paced. He likes to get as many elements wrapped up in his character as possible, all for a final reveal where you think things have gone absolutely nuts, it's amazing, kind of let down, and then he always has this epiphany out of nowhere where everything just kind of falls into place, and you're like, oh wait, actually it's this, and then everybody goes, you know, it's mind exploding. So when designing a magic show, you got to figure out what your character is, how you're going to be impacted, and how you're going to impact others. Like I said, mine is very involved. My character loves getting the audience hands-on with what's going on. So that's a trick to this show, is where can I insert my character? Personally, I have a love for storytelling and immersion. And I mean, if any of you know, I love escape rooms. The best ones to me are the ones that throw you into the middle of the scenario. At the end, you actually have to escape, or you get your object or whatever. It's not just somebody going into a room going, good job, you did it, congrats, you escaped. All that immersion goes away. So similarly to my own personal enjoyment, my character likes the same thing. He likes to give people that immersion. So I know what mine is established as, but what's yours? Maybe yours is quiet like Teller. Maybe yours is outgoing and absolutely nuts, but that's all up to you. Your character should also match what your performance style is. Since moving to more of a mentalism and sideshow thing, my character fits in absolutely perfect. I know my preference is a kind of outlandish style of dress. If you've seen my suits, you've probably caught on to that. Everything from the maroon blazer to the crazy shoes I own, and it becomes a talking point. It becomes something different. They remember you for different things, which should be involved in the development of your character. And while we're at it, why don't you let me down below what do you think your character is? What does your character do that's a little bit different from the rest? Understanding this kind of thing is all steps so you can tailor the magic or the performance that you're doing for your people. You can tailor it to best fit your style. I mean, think about real life. People don't know if there's different types of people. People who own a sketchbook are not the same people who own a journal. And those aren't the same people who carry a deck of cards with them every day. We're all different and we express ourselves differently. So don't fight it and make something up that you have to kind of go outside of your normal bounds to do. Instead, take advantage of what you do already. It's tons of fun to do that. So with this audio magic show, I got to figure out how my character fits in. So I love storytelling, I love immersion. That's definitely, I mean, you'd think it's obvious, but with an audio magic show, it's easy just to go into the procedures. Do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Nobody likes to listen to that. Instead, they want there to be purpose. If you're listening to somebody read you a story, it's not Sally went to the grocery, then Sally got out of her car, then she went inside the grocery store. No, it's, it was a cold and rainy day and Sally decided to roll up. She was really craving something good. You could see the sparkles of the rain on her windshield as the light from the lamppost glinted all the way there. As the splashes kept going, she kind of brought up her hood and she felt something different. It's time for nachos. Kind of curling herself up, getting ready for the moment, took a deep breath, opened her door quickly, and ran out, shutting the door behind her from her car, locking it as she sprinted towards those doors. That's a little bit different. Same story, different type of immersion. So similarly, for my show at least, I got to figure out how to involve that kind of storytelling into the procedure. Make their purpose without them realizing that there's a procedure. So to put this to the test, I actually got with my other friend, Chris. He's a good guy, great friend of mine, doesn't do magic at all. I mean, you guys have probably seen him before a couple of times on the channel. I decided to test something out. I didn't really trust myself with video still, or with just audio only. So we went back to a video call and, well, yeah, just watch what happens.
So just take 8 random cards. This is mostly just to demonstrate a point. 8 random cards, and what you're going to do with them, take the top 6 and just going to flip them face up.
Okay.
And then take the top 4 from that and turn those face up. And then turn over the top 2 face up. And then take the top card, just flip it face down.
Wait, hold on, bro. So I had 8 cards. You told me to put up 6 face up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's after that?
Then grab the top 4 and just flip them in for end.
Okay, sorry. The top 4 from the top 6 that I flipped.
Yeah.
And then you said face it up again? What do you mean?
No, just take them. I'm trying to demonstrate for you. Take them and just flip them back over.
Oh, flip over. I'm sorry. They said flip up. I was so confused. Okay, all right.
I may have. I mean, I'm still new to this thing too.
Oh, no, you're good. Okay, so the 4, I flipped it back down. Okay.
Then take the top 2.
Uh-huh.
Flip those face up.
Okay, got it. Okay. Okay.
And then take the top one, flip it face down.
Okay.
Now spread them out in your hands.
Okay.
And you can probably see that there's several cards face up and many cards face down as well, right?
Okay, yeah.
So these are like our features and our flaws. Like they're all just kind of intermingled, creating one whole thing. We're easily just human beings. So go ahead, just flip everything the same way again and add those back to your deck.
Okay. Flip them back. And including the other two that I didn't get?
Yeah, just toss them in.
Okay.
Yep. You can mix it up if you want.
Okay, mix. All right.
And with that, why don't you go ahead and find the Ace of Hearts. So mine is right here.
Okay. All right.
Yep, and you're just going to set your Ace of Hearts off to the side for now. We're going to come back to that. That's going to be like, you know, just the significance of love or your self-love or love for others and whatnot. And as you look at the deck yourself, you're going to notice like there aren't many flaws in it. They're all the same way, nice and perfect. Pretty simply, that's how we're born, you know. That's exactly how it should be going. Now we're going to do something that's a little weird. Take your Ace of Hearts.
Okay.
Going to put it down, and we're just going to make it a little sideways, perpendicular to the rest of the cards.
Okay.
We'll get back to it.
Okay.
So now, as you think about like this analogy for life, as we grow older, things change us over time. It's kind of just what happens. As you develop, you learn a little bit of envy, a little egotism, a little learn to be a little more human, really. What we're going to do is, including your Ace of Hearts, you're just going to break off a small packet, probably maybe 10, 13 cards, maybe a quarter of the deck.
Okay.
And you're going to just take it and, I cut to the Ace of Diamonds. That's pretty good. And what you're going to do is just turn that entire tiny packet over and place it on top, just like we did with the 8 cards.
Okay.
Do anything. So now you probably have one card sticking out the side right now.
Right.
So now you have several cards face up, some face down, and your ace is sticking out a little bit.
Right.
Then comes our you. Arrogance is added into the mix, and we feel something a little bit different. What we're going to do is go ahead, because we've developed more. We've gone from just a child, and we're in our like youthful years. You're going to go ahead, cut off a bit of the deck just past the ace. We're going to take off a little bit more.
Okay.
And we're going to take that, and just like we did with the tiny packet, just flip it in for in and put it on top.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
And I mean, eventually in this fun analogy of life, we become adults. We're hit by more problems and twists and turns in life, and it becomes a little more difficult. So yet again, we're going to cut even deeper in the deck. And go ahead and flip that over, because life takes a turn. Let me know when you got that. And then as you go, I mean, like, keep it nice and neat-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you don't want your life to get out of line, right?
It already is. All right. Next.
And then the last part of life, I mean, we become old. Like, we get to that point where life doesn't get any easier, but we understand how to handle it a little more, and our lives take yet another turn. So now we're going to cut even deeper into the deck and give it a little flippy flop over.
Okay.
Man, we're creating such a mess in the deck. Okay. And it's just, we get to this mess of topsy-turviness, defects, and everything. Now we get to the secret part where we can remove all the issues that we've had here before. We bring in love. In reality, as humans, we crave love. We crave that connection we can have with others and be able to feel something more than just ourselves. What we're going to do is we're gonna lift from our ace everything from the ace and above, and we're just gonna flip that on top. Because our ace of hearts represents love and all the affection that goes into everything.
Okay.
And when love is on top, things just become right. So square your messy deck up as much as you can.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is take your ace, and what you're going to do is just tap the deck with it. Tap, 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 tap.
Okay.
And it feels like love really is like kind of affecting the defects. It kind of makes up for our shortcomings and everything. And did you feel the love happen? Totally. See, that's the nod of like, you're so full of it. No, really, it happened. Go ahead, spread out the deck in your hands. You'll see all the defects should be gone. And in fact, it's love that makes you a perfect human being.
Trying to think how we did this.
Was that cool?
Hold on. Hold on, don't say anything yet. But no, I mean, obviously no one has thought. I wasn't expecting that.
Wasn't that insane? I mean, I feel like I'm finally getting a hold of this. Like I feel like I'm onto something. Like this is something exciting. And I haven't seen anybody do anything like this yet on Clubhouse. I mean, new platform, new rules, and this week was a success. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you can, why don't you hit that top link? It'll show you some tutorials we put together just for you, so you can learn how to do some awesome magic and crazy stuff. Or if you want to leave it up to chance, hit that bottom link. It's what YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, keep making that magic.